Okay, real talk. Are you scrolling through garden ideas thinking, I've seen this 1,000 times? Same pallet planters, same boring string lights, same. Everything. Yeah, me too. I'm absolutely sick of it. So today, I'm showing you 10 DIY projects that'll actually make your backyard feel like yours, not like everyone else's Pinterest board. And here's the thing, every single one of these is genuinely doable. I'm not showing you projects that need power tools you don't have or skills you haven't learned yet. These are the real deal. Weekend projects, some take an hour, some take an afternoon. Quick question before we start. What's currently the most boring part of your backyard? The empty corner? The sad patch of dirt? Drop a comment because I bet one of these projects is exactly what that space needs. Right, let's jump in. Starting with something you've probably seen before, but I'm going to show you how to actually make it not look basic. Project 1. Pallet Garden Planters Pallet Planters. I know, you've seen these everywhere. But here's where most people mess up. They just slap some dirt in a pallet and call it done, and it looks cheap. So here's what you do instead. Take your wooden pallet. You can usually grab these for free behind shops, just ask first, and actually prep it properly. Sand down any rough bits so you're not getting splinters every time you water your plants. Then, and this is key, use proper landscaping fabric stapled to the back. Not bin bags, not random plastic. Landscaping fabric that actually drains. Fill it with good soil. And by good I mean soil that's actually meant for containers, not just dirt from your yard. Plant it with cascading flowers or herbs that actually trail down. That's what makes it look intentional instead of just stuck some plants in wood. Here's my question for you. Would you paint your palette a bold color, stain it natural, or leave it weathered? Because I'm team bold. Color, and I will fight anyone who disagrees. Tell me in the comments. Project 2. Upcycled Outdoor Seating. Project 2 is about not buying new furniture. Because honestly, new patio furniture is stupid expensive. I'm talking about giving old stuff new life. That wooden bench that's been sitting in your garage? The crates you were going to chuck out? Even old chairs that are too wobbly for indoors? All of that can become outdoor seating. Here's the trick. Weatherproof cushions. Not fancy expensive ones. Just grab some outdoor fabric, the kind that won't go moldy, and make simple cushion covers. Or even easier, buy cheap indoor cushions and make covers for them. Stack wooden crates and boom, modular seating that you can rearrange. Old bench? Sand it down, slap on some outdoor paint or stain, add cushions. Done. I made a whole seating area from furniture I was literally going to take to the tip. Cost me maybe $30 in fabric and paint. Looks like I spent hundreds. Be honest. Do you have furniture right now that's too good to throw away, but not good enough to keep inside? Comment guilty if you're hoarding potential outdoor furniture in your garage. No judgment. Project 3. DIY Fire Pit. Right? Project 3. Fire Pit. And no, I'm not talking about those expensive metal bowl things that cost $200. I'm talking about bricks. That's it. You can build a simple circular fire pit with bricks or stones for under $50. Sometimes free if you've got old bricks lying around or know someone who does. Dig a shallow circle. Line it with gravel for drainage. Stack your bricks in a ring. You don't even need mortar for a basic version, though it helps. Now, important safety bit, because I don't want your garden catching fire. Put it on bare ground or gravel, not grass. Keep it away from fences, overhanging branches, your neighbor's shed, basically anything that can burn. Have a bucket of water or sand nearby. Common sense stuff, yeah? But honestly, there's something magical about sitting around a fire you built with your own hands. It hits different than a store-bought one. Question: are you team fire pit for toasting marshmallows or team fire pit for sitting around with a drink on cool evenings? Or both? Definitely both, right? Project 4, hanging mason jar lights. Okay, Project 4, and yes, this one does use mason jars. But stick with me because the way most people do this is wrong. Everyone just hangs jars with candles and wonders why they look basic. Here's how you make them actually special. Use LED fairy lights or those little battery-operated tea lights. Not real candles. They blow out. They're a pain. They drip wax everywhere. Hang them at different heights. That's the secret. Not all in a straight line like you're at a craft fair. Mix jar sizes if you can. Cluster some together. Space others out. And here's the thing people forget. Where you hang them matters. Tree branches, yes, but also shepherds. Hooks stuck in the ground, along fence posts, from a pergola if you have one. The lighting at night? Absolutely magical. Makes your garden look like something from a film. Real talk. Would you actually remember to turn these on every evening, or would they become that decoration I never use? I need honest answers here because I'm guilty of this with other projects. Project 5. Painted stepping stones. Project 5 is one of my favorites because you can get so creative with it. Painted stepping stones. Buy concrete stepping stone molds. They're cheap. Mix up some concrete. It's literally just following instructions on the bag. Pour, let dry. That's the easy bit. Now here's where you make them yours. Paint them, but not with regular paint. Use outdoor paint or seal them properly after, or they'll chip within a month. Some ideas. Paint them to look like river rocks. Paint quotes or words on them. Paint patterns, mandalas, flowers, geometric designs. Let your kids paint them with their handprints. I did mine with directions to the vegetables, to the shed, to the chaos, because my garden is a bit all over the place, and I thought it was funny. They add so much personality, and every time someone visits, they notice them. What would you paint on stepping stones? Serious designs or something funny? Give me your best idea in the comments. I'm running out of path space and need inspiration. Project 6, Vertical Herb Garden. Project 6 is practical and pretty. Vertical Herb Garden. If you're short on space, and let's be honest, most of us are, growing up instead of out is genius. Grab a wooden board or even an old pallet. Mount small pots on it with hooks or brackets. Hang it on a wall or fence where it gets decent sun. Plant herbs you actually use. Don't plant cilantro if you hate cilantro just because it looks nice. I've got basil, thyme, rosemary, mint, all within grabbing distance of my kitchen door. When I'm cooking and needs fresh herbs, I just step outside and snip some off. It's one of those projects that's useful every single week, not just something that looks nice. And honestly, fresh herbs from your own garden make you feel like a proper grown-up who has their life together, even if you absolutely don't. Question: what herbs would be in your vertical garden? And more importantly, do you actually cook with fresh herbs, or would this just be for show? I promise I won't judge much. Project 7. Backyard Trellis. Project 7. A trellis. Basic, yeah, but effective. A simple wooden trellis adds height and structure, but more than that, it gives you privacy without building an actual wall. You can buy a cheap trellis or build your own with some wooden battens in a crisscross pattern. Dead simple. Mount it against a fence or wall, or make it freestanding if you're handy. Then plant climbing plants at the base. Roses, clematis, jasmine, honeysuckle, whatever grows well in your area. Here's what nobody tells you, though. Climbing plants take time. Don't expect full coverage in 3 months. This is a long game. But in a year or two, you'll have a gorgeous living wall. I've got jasmine on mine, and on summer evenings when it's flowering, the scent is absolutely incredible. Be real with me. Do you have the patience to wait for climbing plants to fill in, or would you be tempted to buy the biggest, most expensive established plant to get instant results? Project 8. Outdoor Rug and Seating Area. Project 8 is about creating an actual space, not just adding random things. Outdoor rug, low table, some cushions. That's it. But it completely transforms how your backyard feels. You don't need decking. You don't need a patio. You just need a relatively flat bit of ground. Lay down an outdoor rug and make sure it's actually rated for outdoors or it'll go disgusting and moldy. Add a small table. Could be a proper outdoor coffee table. Could be an upturned crate. Whatever works. Throw down some cushions, again, outdoor fabric, or at least something you can bring in when it rains. Boom. You've created an outdoor living room, a defined space that actually invites you to sit down and use your garden. I've noticed that once I did this, I actually started using my garden way more. It wasn't just the garden anymore. It was where I have my morning coffee. What would you use this space for? Morning coffee? Evening drinks? Reading? Or would it become where you awkwardly sit once and then never use again? Honest answers only. Project 9, DIY bird feeder. Project 9 brings life into your garden. Literally. Bird feeders. You can buy fancy ones, sure, but you can also make them from stuff you've already got. Plastic bottles with holes cut in them and wooden spoons for perches. Small wooden boxes with a roof. Old teacups hung from chains. Get creative. Fill them with birdseed. Proper birdseed, not stale bread, because that's actually not great for birds. Hang them where you can see them from inside, because watching birds is genuinely relaxing and you want to enjoy it. Within days, you'll have birds visiting. Within weeks, you'll recognize the regulars. It sounds silly, but it's genuinely lovely. My garden went from feeling like just space outside my house to feeling alive. Birds hopping around, bathing in the bird bath, squabbling over the feeder. It's entertainment and nature therapy all at once. Here's my question. What birds do you get in your garden right now? Do you even know? Drop your location and the birds you see. I'm curious what everyone's getting. Project 10, Garden Art Last Project. And this is where you just get weird with it. Garden art. DIY garden art specifically. Painted rocks with patterns, quotes, or designs scattered throughout your beds. Wind chimes made from old silverware, keys, shells, whatever makes noise and looks interesting. Sculptures from upcycled materials. I've seen gorgeous pieces made from old tools, bicycle parts, driftwood. This is your chance to make your garden completely unique. Because nobody else is going to have the exact same handmade art pieces you create. I painted a bunch of rocks to look like ladybirds and tucked them throughout my garden. Kids love finding them. Adults smile when they spot them. They're silly, and I love them. Garden art doesn't have to be serious or fancy. It just has to make you happy when you see it. Okay, this is important. If you were making garden art today with whatever's in your house right now, what would you make? Get creative in the comments. The weirder the better. Closing. So there you have it. 10 projects that'll actually make your backyard feel different. Not just nicer, different, personal, yours. You don't have to do all 10. Pick one that excited you while watching this. Just one. Start this weekend, or today if you're feeling ambitious. Because here's the thing. Your backyard should be a space you actually want to spend time in. Not just that bit outside that you mow occasionally and ignore the rest of the time. Before you go, I need to know, which project are you most likely to actually do? Not just, oh, that's nice. Which one are you genuinely planning to start? Comment the project number. I want to see which one wins. And if you've got a project that failed spectacularly, share that too. We've all been there. I once tried to build a pond and it became a mud pit for an entire summer. We're a no judgment zone here. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I do videos like this every week. Practical garden projects that don't require a massive budget or professional skills. Just real gardening. For real people. With real budgets. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Now get out there and make something. See you in the next one.